Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Into the Void real review. This time we are reviewing X. X came out earlier this year. I didn't happen to catch it until recently on Blu ray. I watched it obviously after watching Pearl. I was interested in this movie, and now I decided to give you my full review on it. Um, X is directed by Ty West, just like he directed Pearl. The actors are Mia Goth, Jenny Ortega, who, on a side note, let me just tell you, you should catch her on a show I'm watching right now on Netflix called Wednesday. She is truly spectacular in this role, and it's basically, has to do with the Addams family. It's based on that uh, show. So, but it's mainly following Wednesday, and it's really brilliant. You should really catch it. Um, but anyway, also in X, there's Brittany Snow, um, and that's basically the main ones that are really good. I think also there's Kid Cudi also is in it too, which he does the admiral job as well. So let me just tell you, uh, X is one of those movies that when you watch it, you feel like a kid again, in that it's probably a movie you shouldn't be watching for fear of your parents catching you watching something you are
Sexy
too
time
young for.
explosion.
Not that I would know. My parents were pretty liberal in what I could watch. Maybe too liberal. Getting back to X, there are several shocking scenes in this movie that push the R rating hard into almost NC-17 territory. It truly has the slasher feel from such movies as Sleepaway Camp, Friday the 13th, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. For me, it brought back the fun of horror. Too many times, slasher films are not very fun and they're too formulaic. X takes the same road that those movies take, but does it in a style that puts a fresh spin on the genre. In addition, what elevates it is that it interweaves themes that everyone can identify with. For example, the fear of getting old before experiencing all that life has to offer. Do we put too much importance on sex for the sake of love? These are questions that X raises amid all the gruesome deaths that occur throughout its entirety. The beauty of X is that you can approach it at a deeper level if you want, or you can enjoy it as a straightforward horror slasher flick that ups the kill count in truly inventive ways. You might even get more mileage out of X if you happen to watch Pearl as well. You find out that Mia Goth's Maxine has a closet full of skeletons lurking in her soul. It makes for quite the character study. It is even more interesting if you happen to watch X after watching Pearl, because you get the extensive backstory of Maxine, giving a greater intimacy with her character, for better or for worse. Maybe that's why I like X more than if I didn't have that immediate knowledge of what chaos poor Pearl, aka Maxine, had wrought before even finding her way to this crew of risque filmmakers. There is something to be said about two evils meeting each other for a major showdown that rivals a kaiju battle royale, reminiscent of Godzilla vs. King Kong. You will know what I speak of when you see both Pearl and X in tandem. It's the reason why I recommend you watch Pearl before you watch X. You'll definitely get more out of it if you do that. In fact, you'll get more out of Pearl as well if you watch X. Regardless, watch both of these great films in whatever order you can. They complement each other very well. Watch my review of Pearl and you'll understand why I think this has been Mia Goth's year for Best Actor. X is just pure fun from start to finish. Yes, there's plenty of sex to titillate and gore to gross you out, even in an era when we have grown numb and desensitized to this sort of thing. I still find myself putting my hands over my face after watching someone getting killed in some particularly gruesome fashion. Bodily fluids get spilled in several different ways that will have you wondering how this film didn't fall out of the R rating category. Yet, that will only go so far if there wasn't the interesting themes that lie beneath the superficial and sometimes funny carnage that has you cringing at times. On top of that, you get to go on a demented journey with Mia Goth's Maxine across two films that ultimately conclude with the third film, Maxine, releasing in the near future. I can't wait to see what happens here when all is said and done. Please do yourself a great favor and watch this film. If you can, watch Pearl before this one to further enhance your experience. I'm giving X a 9 out of 10. Be sure to join me again when we venture into the void.